Okay, I mentioned this story before and I mentioned it earlier today. Roy Moore is an absolutely bonkers Looney Tunes Alabama Republican. He is a guy who previously said that the First Amendment only applies to Christians. He once said he believes he might one day give his life to prevent same-sex marriage, which seems like a really stupid way to end up getting yourself killed. So far, he hasn't done that. Roy Moore won the Republican primary for the special Senate election that's upcoming in Alabama. He defeated Luther Strange. Donald Trump had backed Luther Strange. And then as soon as Roy Moore won, Donald Trump went into his Twitter history and deleted a bunch of his tweets that were supportive of Luther Strange, as if we don't have those archived tweets. In any case, Roy Moore is now the Republican candidate in that race. And I've been telling you, this is probably the fifth or sixth time I'm mentioning this. There is a really good option in Alabama, a Democratic option in Doug Jones. Doug Jones supports, I don't even know where to start. He supports properly funding public education. He supports working to reduce inequality. He supports access to health care for all. Doug Jones is a solid Democratic candidate. Last week, I told you that Roy Moore, the Republican in very, very red Alabama, was leading by only 5 or 6 percentage points. The election is December 12th. You've got to register by November 27th. The big news is that they now appear to be tied. According to a new Fox News poll, and of course you can decide whether a Fox News poll is trustworthy or whether we would assume that the Fox News poll would skew to the right, and thus Fox News saying that the Democrat and Republican in Alabama are tied means that actually Doug Jones is ahead. 42 to 42, Doug Jones and Roy Moore are tied. 11% are still unsure in that race. Now, we have to assume that in a state like Alabama, those unsure voters, those undecided voters, are probably going to break for the Republican more than for the Democrat, just based on party registration in the state of Alabama. So I don't want to pretend like Doug Jones is a shoo-in here to defeat a Republican for the seat previously held by Jeff Sessions in Alabama. But what I do want to communicate to you is that this is already a huge deal, and this is all the more reason to get involved in this campaign. If you can get involved financially in this campaign, please do it. If you can get involved by doing get out the vote work in this campaign, please do it. This is Jeff Sessions' old seat. It would be huge to put a Democrat in this longtime red Senate seat in Alabama. Donald Trump won in Alabama over Hillary Clinton 62 to 34, right? Hillary Clinton lost in Alabama by nearly 30 percentage points. And according to this Fox News poll, the Senate race is tied in the state of Alabama. Roy Moore is going to try to get national money, okay? Roy Moore will be campaigning for national donations on, hey, it's Alabama, and Democrats could take our seat, and that will probably work. That is going to be an effective campaigning technique. So this is going to be an uphill battle. The tied poll doesn't represent how difficult this is going to be, and it just so happens that not only is this any opportunity to take a red Senate seat and turn it blue is an opportunity that Democrats should relish and should get involved in. With Roy Moore, it also happens to be one of the most vile, extreme, and disgusting Republicans out there. And we should all be working to try to get Roy Moore to lose this election. And by the way, the morale destruction that would take place if Jeff Sessions' old seat ends up going to a Democrat in Alabama would be fantastic. I would absolutely love it. So if you have time, if you have money, get involved. Let's help Doug Jones defeat Roy Moore in Alabama. And you can discuss that poll as well in our Reddit discussion forum at davidpakman.com/REDDIT. Let's take a quick break. A lot more coming up on the program today. The video you just watched was made possible by support from you. Please go to patreon.com/davidpakmanshow. You can make a pledge of as little as $1 per month. And every dollar helps to support the work that we're doing, particularly in light of the YouTube ad boycott, which has been really bad.